everyone, and welcome to my very second video. I wanted to start off by thanking everybody for all of the support from my very first video ever. I was so nervous about uploading, which is why, I was hesitant to start a YouTube channel for so long, but I wanted to start off by expressing my gratitude. So grateful for all the support for my first video. Thank you guys, and now let's start talking about the nail look today. So I'm doing like this black jelly floral look. It was a look that I did back in March of last year, and I was so proud of it. It was one of the very first nail designs that I was really proud of, so I'm happy to be filming this and sharing with you all what I did. So I'm going to start off by applying Beetle's base coat onto some MacBook nail tips. I love this base coat because it doesn't peel off when I don't file or buff the top shiny layer of the nail tips. I know like with other base coats that I've used, if I don't buff the surface, it will completely peel off, but that's not the case with this one, so it saves you some time. I don't like buffing nails, so it saves you some time to just slap on that Beetle's base coat and move on with the look. And then I'm going to apply this black jelly polish that I bought from that AliExpress haul that I mentioned in my last video. I love this jelly polish because it's not streaky. I know some gel polishes, I feel like it's just like some regular polish mixed in with a top coat or something, but it could be a little bit streaky. So this one's not streaky, and whether you're applying one coat or 3 coats, I think it looks really nice. So I love this black jelly. I do need to pick up some more though because this bottle is really small. It's only like 10 ml and I'm almost out. But I've only done like 4 looks. Whatever. Anyway, now I'm applying a second coat. I did 3 coats total of this black jelly for this look because I wanted the nails to be a little bit darker. I cannot pull off a black set or a dark set in general. Like in the past, I've worn like dark purple and like midnight blue and black, and it just does not look good on me. I don't know if it's because it doesn't match my dazzling personality, but I cannot pull off a dark set. So I love this jelly because it's still dark like black, but it's very light and airy still. So I love that. Maybe that's you. If you can't pull off a dark color, try your dark jelly. You might like it. Now I'm applying a 3rd coat of this black jelly polish. You can kind of see the difference, where it's this second coat, 2 coats versus the 3 coats. They still look really nice. Like them both, but again, I just wanted a little bit darker. I got tons of feedback for my first video, which I love. I heard this thing the other day, this saying that said, feedback is like manure. It may stink, but it helps you grow. So thank you everybody for the feedback. I watched my video back over and I noticed some things that I would like to do different. So hopefully with every single video, I learn more, I get better, but I've been taking note and keeping in mind all of the feedback that everyone has given me. And this time my head did not show up in the video. My big head did not make an appearance, thank goodness. So now I'm applying a glitter coat by IBD. It's called All That Glitters. I like this coat, or I like this polish because the glitters are very, very fine. They're really small. They don't, reflect the colors of the rainbow. It's just a standard, really fine glitter. It's like silvery, but also kind of warm toned. I don't know how to explain it, but it's by IBD. I like it, but what I don't like is how the glitter distributes with every single coat. So if you see on that pinky nail, the first coat that I did, there's super, like, a lot of glitter that came out with that one layer, but now as you see, the thumbnail that I'm doing, there's not as much glitter, so I don't like how it dispenses. It's not an even distribution of glitter, so you see me going back and trying to get more glitter out of it. There's some points where I have to shake the bottle really hard, so that hopefully that helps, and it did a little bit, but not a whole lot. So for the nails that have a lot of glitter on it, I don't go back with a second layer, and for the nails that have a little bit of glitter, I go back and I try to add more on there. So right here, I am applying a transfer gel, foil transfer gel by MacBook onto the nails. How it works is that you paint on one layer, one coat, and then you cure it in your lamp for, I can't recall if it was 30 or 60 seconds, but I cured it for 30. Anyway, so you cure it in the lamp, and then when you take it out, it'll have a really sticky layer or a sticky finish on it so that you can transfer the foil onto the nail. I did run into an issue where the foil wasn't transferring, and I'm not exactly sure why I had that issue, because last year I recall thinking that it was a super easy process. I thought the transfer foil was amazing, and I don't remember, it not transferring. I don't remember having to need a silicone tool that you can see right here that I ended up using, but maybe it's the temperature of my house. I do know that different temperatures can affect, different like gel polish or acrylic or whatever. I don't know how it affects it, like I can't remember, but I do know that that is a thing. So I use this silicone brush tool to burnish the foil onto the nail, and I'm pressing down with some force, and sometimes it worked well and sometimes it didn't. So maybe I do need to cure it for longer in the lamp. Maybe that makes it stickier. We'll see. I'll try it again and I will let you all know. So I recognize that I am not in a nice frame, or I'm in frame, but I'm not in front of the camera, so it's kind of hard to see. But I get better with every nail. Like, I noticed that as I was doing this nail, I was like, oops, I'm not in front of the camera. So I get better with every nail, and I will get better in the next video. But I think transfer foils are a beginner-friendly introduction to nail art, because there are some little challenges or troubleshooting that you might have to work out, but it's essentially really easy to work with, especially if you have really good transfer foil glue. Like this MacBook one, I think is really, really good. Yeah, all you have to do is just paint the nail and put the foil over, burnish it, and you have this new design. So I struggled with art in the past. I would only play with glitter, and I can't really draw, and I'm not an artist by any means, but I started gaining the confidence to play with different nail designs with transfer foils and alcohol inks. So I highly recommend, if you don't know how to step your nail game up and you want to, I highly recommend purchasing transfer foil and nail foils and alcohol inks, because they're essentially foolproof, especially alcohol inks. Those are super easy to work with. Wow, that was so satisfying. Did you see that one? I wish every nail was like that one, but again, next time I'm going to try and cure the foil glue for a whole minute instead of just 30 seconds and see if that makes the transferring process easier. So you're basically going to be seeing the same thing for the next two nails, just putting the foil over the nail and then burnishing in with the silicone brush. Nothing really special. I did have some issues with that pinky nail. wasn't transferring for some reason, and after a few solid attempts, I was just like, I'm gonna just grab the other nail from the other hand and just start fresh with the new one, and it worked out. Not sure what happened, but it's okay. This is all part of the learning experience. I remember when I first did these nails, I was so in love with them that I went to school and I'm like, everyone, I can do it. That's how I felt. I'm like, wow, I can actually make a cute design. It's like such a weird dilemma when you want to try, artistic things and you want to try creating stuff, but you feel like really it's a confidence thing. But I felt like I couldn't come up with anything, and I always used a lot of references, and I still do. Like, I look at other people's artwork and I try to recreate it, or I try to do something of my own based off of their stuff, and that's, inspiration, and that's normal. But this was the first time where I got a whole bunch of stuff. Remember how I said in the last video that I ordered stuff in November, December, and the pandemic hit, so my packages were coming really, really late. Well, I got this black jelly and this transfer foil around the same time. So I'm just like, oh, what can I do with it? And I did this, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is the first time that I didn't have a reference, and I was just playing, I guess, just playing with what I had, and I made something that I loved. So I felt really, really accomplished. And that's why I was eager to film this look. Even though it didn't come out as cute as the last one, they're still cute. And here's that pinky nail, that treble nail that I was telling you about. Look at me try. I'm like, I feel like you can see me thinking or feel me thinking with this part. Like, what is going on? Why isn't it transferring? So at some point, you just have to take a deep breath and just start all over somewhere. I also learned that when you get too close to the camera, like so, it doesn't focus, or it changes focus. So that is a good tip that I know now. And again, I'll do better in the next video. I was really hoping this was gonna work out because I like that red flower on there. It didn't, but it's okay. The next bit of the video is just going to be me struggling to get this pinky nail to work out. And I contemplated removing it from the video, but I think it was important to include just because I wanted to show that not everything runs smoothly. In fact, I feel like, in my experience, my nails end up going south more than it doesn't. Like, I normally dislike all the nail looks or all the designs that I play around with more than I love them. So I thought it was just important to include that. So now you see here, I went and I grabbed the other pinky nail that I had just to start over, to start fresh, and it ended up working out. But yeah, so my nail, I have two baggies, two nail baggies, and in one bag are the nails that I love, and in the other bag are, I call it the baggy graveyard, or the nail graveyard, because they're just nails that never made it. They were solid attempts, but they don't look cute, they don't look wearable, whatever the case is. I guess I could throw them away, but for some reason I feel compelled to keep them. I don't know why. So more of my nail graveyard is significantly heavier than my successful nail bag. I guess you can say my nail attempts are like selfies. Like, you take 1,000 of them and you only like one. It's the same with my nails. I do, God, I want to say 10 sets. Like literally, I do a lot of sets and I only like one out of those 10s. So this is the top coat that I was talking about in my last video. It's really shiny, really glossy. I love this top coat. It's by Gelfinity and I bought it off of Amazon. I used this top coat for everything, but I did my toes like 2 weeks ago and they're still super duper shiny. I feel like it just is a solid, durable, long-lasting top coat. And the best thing about this top coat is that you get a 15 ml bottle for like 10 bucks. I love it. I love this top coat. I don't even care to buy anything else. So this is the final look. I hope you guys like it because I love it. If you can see on the right here, that hand did not turn out as cute. My butterfly kind of looks like it was shredded or hit by a truck. But in general, these nails are super cute. I love that it has the contrast between the black jelly and then the vibrant, bright colors of the flowers. I think it makes for a perfect spring and fall look. You know, honestly, I don't care what the season is. If I want to wear my nails, I will wear my nails. I don't care. I will wear Christmas nails in the middle of summer. If I like it, then I like it. But anyway, I love this look. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and check me out on Instagram. My name is Nail Sweetie. Bye!